Hi everybody, welcome to my new Simutrans series where I'm going to be starting from the very beginning of a game of Simutrans and try to play as far along as possible. And I will try to show you some tricks and tips from my experience in Simutrans. I've played it a lot, so I think there's some things I could teach you, and also I just want to kind of give a few of you who are new to this game a look inside, like how to start a game, how to make a profit quickly, stuff like that, how to have fun, as well as navigating some of the harder concepts in Simutrans, which there are plenty of. So let's get started. Let me just give you an overview of my map that I set up. I just generated it. I had to generate it a couple times to get a map that I liked. I wanted one where the big cities were kind of in a central area. They were in a good geographic area. So I kind of like bays and stuff like that. So that's why I wanted to have this city here. Not that I chose to have this city here. I just like kept clicking the generate map until I got lucky. I really wanted to get a city down here, but that never happened. So this one's pretty good. Well, I think this city right here will kind of like start out from and branch out from here. It's a fairly big city. As you can see, it's called Furtai. So let's see what's around us. So we have Furtai right here, and then up north we have Peliho, Maltal, Newingpool, and Robeer. And I think these two, Newingpool and Robeer, they're pretty big, and I think that would be like the best place for us to start our first service to. If you've seen some of my other videos, I almost always am doing mainly passenger transit exclusively because I don't know, that's mainly what I'm interested in is passenger transit, not really freight transit, which is a very important part of railroads in real life, especially in America. But in Simutrans, I think they're kind of difficult. And actually, I don't totally understand. I don't think I understand 50% of the cargo transit in Simutrans. But I do understand passenger transit fairly well. So that's what I'm going to be mainly focusing on. And if any of you have some tips about cargo transit, you can totally leave a comment or message me and tell me how easy it is or whatever. So anyways, I've started in the year 1850. I chose this year because that's kind of when some of the faster locomotives are starting to come out. It's still like the early days of rail transportation, so it's going to be fun. If I keep this series going, it's going to be fun to watch everything kind of grow, watch the cities develop, and then we'll get more faster electric trains and all that other cool stuff. So I wanted to start out early in Simutrans just to kind of I don't know, just to get that feeling of starting early. Like we can pretend it's like London 1850 when most of those big railroads there first started out. So without further ado, let's click on the railway tools button and let's see, where are we going to go first. Now the smart thing to do, we have 283,000 credits, and I wonder if we will have enough to link Furtai and Ronbeer or Newingpool. We can definitely make it to Peliho and Maltal, but those towns are kind of small, and it might not be that worth it to go there because they're kind of out of the way. But we'll see. Actually, here's the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to make a tram route. Oh, too early for tram routes. Okay, that's fine. So let's see. We're gonna decide how to approach. Let's try and go to Ronbeer. Let's try and make it kind of go along here. This is a pretty flat stretch, and I think we can make it there without too much trouble. The main thing you want to avoid early on in the game in Simutrans is digging, like raising or lowering land, because that costs a lot of money, and you definitely want to avoid that. It costs about 2,000 credits to raise or lower, and since I only have 283, that means I can do it like 70 times, or yeah, more than that probably. 100 times, and that it adds up really quickly. So we don't want to do that unless we absolutely have to. And looks like we might absolutely have, actually maybe not. Let's see, let's start. Let's choose which track we're going to use. Actually, the first thing we should do is let's decide where to put the terminus of our railway. So since we don't have tram, since we're not able to build a tram network yet, we want to make it so our railway terminates downtown, like kind of in the denser part of the city. So let's see. Sorry to keep going back and forth on you guys, but let's see. Okay, so let's pretend that our railway is gonna approach. Which side of the lake should it come on? It's always tricky. It's tricky to decide these things early on in the game, but it's very important because we don't want to spend a lot of money. If we have to demolish a lot of buildings, we're going to use a lot of money doing that. We don't want that. Yeah, we don't want that. I could maybe get away with deleting this road right here. Or should I delete this road? If I delete this road, we could possibly make it all the way to here. Let me think. Let's just say F it and let's just start doing it right here. Now, when you're deleting a road, you're able to do so as long as other buildings along the route. We have to delete this building, which will cost a lot of money. Oh, actually, it did not. Yeah, when you're deleting buildings along a road, they always have to be connected, still connected to a road, like diagonally, at least diagonally. They have to be touching a road some way. Okay, and then let's pretend the railroad is gonna start from over here. We'll delete there. It'll make a little bend right here. Oh, here, I'll show you. Let's pick this wrought iron. Let's just pick the cheapest one. See, it's going to make a little bend here, which is going to slow down the trains. But like I said, if we raise the land right here, then we can make it straight, but it'll cost us a bit of money. And every dollar counts. So the train will still make it, it'll just go a little slower. And then when we have lots of money later, then we can straighten out that little piece of land right there. That little bend in the track, right? So let's go through. See, it's really expensive to build in the cities. That was 8,000 right there. I'm starting to actually, kind of, let's see. Okay, so right here, I've already committed to this, so I'm going to raise it. See, that costs $2,000. Oy vey. It's $2,000 I'm not getting back, so this better be worth it. And we're going to try and do that. So that's not the best planned route right there, but it'll have to do. Okay, all right. And if we terminate the railway right here, for now, that might be good enough. That'll definitely get us some passengers. And maybe we have room for one more station somewhere around here. Okay, so now this is where it's going to be pretty cheap and easy to go along to. And in Simutrans, it's really cool because you can even just click here and then drag to anywhere else in the map, and it'll find the fastest, cheapest route to get there. However, it will not show you alternatives if you wanted to raise or lower land, because sometimes all it takes is just lowering the land one time and you can have a much faster route. That's, of course, generally not that common, but it happens sometimes. So let's see. We can use this piece right here going down, or like that. Yeah. See, it doesn't want to make a wide curve right there. We want a very wide, why did it do that? I'm gonna take that out. That was not supposed to happen. We want to have as wide of turns as possible because then our trains do not have to slow down as much. Okay, we have that. Now let's see. Let's come over here. See, so that's pretty good. Let's make it right there, and then let's try to widen that curve. Okay, so somewhere around here, we're gonna have to do something kind of tricky to get up onto this step right here because we cannot go around the water right here. We can build in the water. We can raise land in the water, but I think it'll cost 2,000 to put some land right there. So we're gonna come around over here. All right. So here's something that's kind of cool about Simi-Trans. Oh, see, so this is not the cool thing I was going to show you. This is something different. So this is to make the trees visible and invisible. It's just shift and then that vertical line, not the vertical line key that's above enter. I don't know what the name of that key is, but that's how you make the trees visible and invisible. So to get up onto this section right here, which is I think where we want to be, we can get a bridge, and we kind of want to buy a more expensive bridge because they can hold more weight, and also later in the game more trains can run on it because they can hold more weight. So the newer, faster trains can go on it, and later we might not have enough money to build a new bridge. Ooh, so that is 7,000. So maybe we don't want the most expensive bridge. Let's see what other ones. This one can hold 1,500 tons. Wow, that's a lot. This one's 450 tons. This one might be half as much. Yeah, this one's 3,637. That's pretty good. Let's do that. It's going to cost a lot more to raise the land, so that's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, it's too bad we have to have this little curve here. Otherwise, our trains could go through there just full steam ahead. Yeah, I don't like it when they have to slow down. It's really annoying. So, now let's consider how we're gonna approach Ronbier. I like this path right here. It's flat. Over here, it's also kind of flat, but then we have this hill area. Boy. Yeah, what are we going to do here? Maybe we could delete that. Oops. See, I've already kind of made some mistakes here. Yeah. This might not be the best place to enter the city. It's too bad because I had to delete all these houses. Can you imagine if that's what happened in real life? Like the railroad company wants to build on your property and they delete your house and find that there's a big hole under it. So there's no, we can't build there anymore. In real life, of course, they do a survey to see what the land is like under your house. And they spend lots of time researching the best way to get to their destination, unlike me where I'm kind of just winging it. But that's the best way to play in Simi-Trans. You could probably spend a lot of time doing a big survey and analyzing the best routes and making, some options for yourself, making a big chart, but that would maybe that would be kind of fun. I don't know. I'm not going to do that though. Not today. So let's see. So I can cross. See right here, it says I cannot remove a public right-of-way without making an alternative route. So see, this area of roads is only connected to the rest of the city by this one road. So I cannot delete this road. I could probably delete it if I built a road right here, but roads are kind of expensive to build, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to make a kind of a sad little detour around that spot. so I can get into the city. And where do I want my station to be? I think my station would be really good right here. Right here. And I think I can get there if I delete, yeah. If I delete these, yeah, that's good, okay. And I'm gonna spend some money and do that. Now, let's see how this is gonna work. Can't do that, yeah, can only do that. I have an idea. Can I build? I still have lots of money. So let me, yes, I can do that. Let's see. So if I delete these houses and build, I'll do that later when I have more money. Just to be sure. Okay, build a little bridge over there. Okay. Let's see, okay. So see right here, this is what I'm talking about. If I lowered the land right here, just one time I'd be able to build a straighter curve, probably save a little bit of time for my trains, but like I said, we will do that when I have more money. Right, so looks like here I can make a pretty straight, get a pretty straight shot from my train. Oh, nice. Uh-oh, see right here, there's this little annoying little knob in the ground. Let's delete that. Let's treat ourselves. Nice, and even here, look, I could build like a parallel straightaway. Just raise the land one time right here. Parallel straightaway all the way to here. Which is awesome, because that'll really help us when we get another train running on the route. Okay, so let's build a station here. Now we don't have many station options. We just have the wooden station. And I'm going to build a train building for the station. If you use the wooden platforms that can hold 0 people, the only thing it's for is so it can accommodate a train length. So if you have like a 4-car train, a 4-tile train, then you need 4 platforms. And maybe you don't want to build expensive wooden platforms. So you can just use maybe you don't want to build the expensive one with a roof, but you can build the cheap one. It just can't hold people. So if you have the wooden platform, you have to have a building. So it can hold 85 people. Oh, and right in this little place right here, it says there are 40 people that might want to use my station right now. And it keeps going up. Great. So, and let's see, right now, I don't think we need to build another station in the city. I think right now, let's just focus on this. So, wooden platform, station. Okay. All right, and now, let's see. We need to build a train depot. Now, where should we build the depot? That's always the big important question. As I said earlier, I wanted to have my hub of my system be in this city of Furtai, so we want to have our depot close to there. When you're planning your system, you should always build your depot close to your hub. This will save you a lot of extra money later, or not later. It'll save you a lot of extra money as soon as you want to build more lines from your hub. So I'm gonna build my depot a little bit ways away, so it doesn't get in the way of anything else I want to put in there later. We have our railway depot, and wow, look how much it is. It's 26,000. I forgot to mention earlier that you should always plan far ahead with your depot because they cost a lot of money. So let's see. Oh, great. All of these are too heavy. Okay. All the locomotives are too heavy. So looks like we're going to have to go back over. We're going to have to go back over all of the tracks I just built with this, with the second strongest railroad type. It won't be that much. It won't cost that much money, I guess. I mean, it'll cost a bit of money, but yep. So I guess the cheapest railway type on here cannot support the current engines that are offered. So that's another little part of the game that's kind of fun, but was annoying for me at first was the specific weights of engines and cars that can be supported by a certain railway type. Also, as you probably know, each of these railway types has a maximum speed. So the first one I tried to use had a maximum speed of 85 kilometers an hour. The one I just put in was 100. And the last one is 110. So 100 is pretty good. That's pretty fast. 100 kilometers an hour. All right, so let's start. So another thing that we're going to do is we're going to put in a one train staff cabinet. Now, one train staff cabinet is for the railroad. It's like one of the earliest types of signals, and what it is when a train drives past it, then they take a token with them. They take a token from the cabinet, and that means that the token means that they can go at their maximum speed. It means that there's no other train on the line. So if they can take the token, it means they're the only train on the line, and they don't have to look out for anything. They can just go as fast as they want. This was the earliest type of signaling, I think. And of course, if they cannot take the token, it means that there's another train using the line, and they can only go onto the line when they get the token. All right. So let's see, which train should we use? All of these are relatively similar. We want one that is, and they're expensive too. Forgot. This one's only 6,000, but it goes 80 kilometers an hour. It has a power tractive force. I can't circle it with my mouse right now, but you can look at it at the bottom of the blue screen, right above where it says author. You can see the power tractive force. This one is 85 I think that's kilowatts. I don't actually understand quite too well what that means, but I think that's a relatively low number because actually, you know what? I don't know why this one's so cheap and all these other ones are so expensive. They're all kind of have the same stats. So let's try it. Let's try the cheapest one and see what happens. All right. So we have our first train. Let's pick out some carriages for it. We have. Are there any first class carriages on here? People like to ride first class sometimes. So I usually like to include one first class carriage on my train consists. So yeah, another thing about Simutrans is there's so many options for the carriages, which I like. I like how they spent a lot of time making so many options. It's kind of confusing. And I can't really explain to you why there's so many. It's beyond like just having a wide variety. They made so many because there's specific features of each of these coaches that are important to consider, I guess, but I don't really know what these features are or understand how they work. As you can see, there's lots of stat numbers. They won't make a big difference. I'm still gonna make a successful railroad, but I would like to know more about that in the future. Okay, so let's start with this one. Let's start with this. It's called the four-wheel composite carriage. It has room for 6 high-class passengers and 16 medium-class passengers. Let's start with that. And then let's do, and I think that's all we need for high class and medium class. The rest of it should be very low class. Let's see. That's a lot of carriages. Let's see if that's enough. Okay, all the way over here. Right. Let's start. Okay. So, oh, it's only going 35. It's so annoying. I don't understand how these, I don't understand how these, one train staff cabinets are supposed to be placed. But whatever. See, my train's really going now. It's going 80 miles an hour. Was that its maximum speed? Yeah, I guess so. There it goes. It's on its way. Hopefully there's a big load for it to pick up. Yes, 76 passengers loaded. Great. On its way home. On the return trip. Yeah, and it's working out pretty well. And oh, did you see that? So at this station, the bar right here, the bar that's pink and green, it was orange, and that means that there's not enough space for passengers who want to use the station. So that means that we have to add some station capacity. So to do that, let's build a roof. I don't really like to use the roof because it looks kind of funny right now, but now we have lots of space for passengers. There's 253. The station can hold 253 passengers. Let's see. So now that our train is running fairly well, let's end this part 1. All right? And if you guys like this and you want to see what happens next, let me know. So, all right, have a good one. Bye.